Hi, hello, and good evening. It is October 26th. We apologize for the tardy. It is my fault. But we are discussing now, how the veto played out, which we kind of got into on Monday, but there was some fun context that did kind of come in this episode, right? There's some things to discuss there for sure. Like certainly the Felicia kind of like now splitting off, right? Kind of starting to do her own thing, feeling those oats, getting that autonomy going. Certainly interesting to get into that bit of the conversation because this double eviction was a flop and a half. Yeah, I'm really sorry that I charged my cell phone battery for this sucker. Watching this on the train, not even worth it. Thank God I got that good data plan. You know what I mean? Because this was a good old fashioned waste. But certainly some things to get into there, especially another segment of Julie Judgment. I did see one of Gina's tweets. You already think we're going to be a podcast divided. I wonder
I
if we will be.
do.
We might be aligned. Who knows? Who
I don't
knows?
know.
Right. That's actually going to be the most interesting thing that we get into this evening. I am Kyle Penny Klotz, and I am joined, as always, by my festy besties, John Dunphy Fields and Gina Regino. No extra surname. And this is Strat Chat. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod, and we swear we are coming back to Blue Sky to make those skies clue and blue. No relation to the lady who exited us on this evening. That's basically how the double eviction episode opened up, with Blue's exit, which was much ballyhooed as far as I'm concerned. I didn't love that. That kind of sucks. I think this before we get there, but first. There's some veto stuff to kind of get into. Obviously, we already knew how that one was going to go down. Like Blue's fate was already sealed.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I did think was interesting was Felicia now kind of clocking the fact that Suri, doesn't really want Blue to go. And she's like, you know what? Maybe I should start having some plan Bs around here. And that's when she said, you know what? Let me go have this conversation with Jag to make sure that he is aware that Suri is kind of making these comments about, Blue being the real target and blah, 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 blah. What did you think of that? I was impressed by this gameplay.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was like, okay, Felicia, because you can't win no comms. So listen, you better go off and do something because Suri is not the one to trust. And it's kind of good that she's clocking that.
I feel like out here in these BB streets, people are talking about Felicia like, oh, she's just floating along. She's not really making any moves. She's not really doing much of anything. She survived the block now 6 times. She's won, 2 HOHs, I believe. She's being able to like socially navigate through this house really well. And as we can see, based on today's episode, she's able to take in information and work it to her advantage. She might not be the most impressive gameplay we've ever seen, but to say that she's just coasting along is not doing enough credit to her.
Right. It's almost like you're trying to put her in the same plane as Bowie Jane, and we won't have it. Not in this house.
Well, Bowie Jane, I think Felicia only has 1 HOH, right?
Is it 1? I thought it was 2.
Yeah.
I do think it was 1, but
I was going to say Bowie Jane maybe pulled ahead.
Pulling ahead in what way now? So we're definitely
a number of comp wins.
All right, yeah, I guess only in that regard though, because Bowie Jane's social display is not one to gander at, especially after tonight.
I think it's good that Felicia is like trying to make some moves for herself and play. It is funny to me though, because at the end of the day, like we know as an audience that she really doesn't even have to go to Jag with this information because Jag's whole plan is to drag Felicia and Bowie Jane and Suri to the end, so that it's easier for him and Matt to win at the end, because they're the only ones that, you know, are seen as the biggest comp threats among those 5. So
Sure, but it could buy her more time to get past 5, you know, like showing that
Right,
loyalty
because,
and showing, you know, like you never know what Suri is gonna end up doing once it gets down to the wire. Bowie Jane, Lord knows what she's thinking at any given time. Like at least now you know, all right, well, Felicia has us. Maybe we can take her to 3. And for all we know, she wins final 3 HOH and cuts Jag, you know, like there is a world in which that happens.
I would even take it a step further. I think there's a world in which if Felicia is successful enough in driving enough of a wedge in between Jag and Matt, like what if Jag makes a move sooner? You know, Jag has been this person is a competition base. And it's like, okay, well, you know, that seems to be like his main, I don't know, focus for now forming a target, right? So you got Matt left. If Matt is the only real competition threat in there, and as you start placing some distrust in between them, like maybe there's a world where if Jag wins again, you know, maybe Matt is a good backdoor option to make sure he doesn't get to final 3, because maybe she could be good enough to kind of make me think that that Matt wouldn't bring him, if that were the case.
Yeah, and it is definitely fair. I agree also with what Gina said, that like Felicia goes from being one of those that's being dragged around to being like the number 1 for Jag. Like Jag and Matt have won at this final 5, and Felicia was just, you know, just on the outside. But now, like Gina was saying, maybe she moves ahead of Suri, moves ahead of Bowie Jane. If Jag decides to make a move, if he has the power to take out Matt, now she finds herself in the final 2 chairs. So yeah, I mean, it definitely is a good play on her part, I think.
Yeah. So there, I think maybe we're just seeing some of the foundation of that. We'll certainly see how this week goes on. But obviously now going into tonight, we had I don't even know who Blue was up against. It was Blue in America that ended up up there. It just didn't matter. Like they all knew exactly what was going on based on how people were dressed. You know,
based on how they were dressed, based on whatever BS their speeches were. Like I was like, this is so pointless.
Yeah, in America. What was that about, talking about Jag's bad breath and this and that? And that was such a weird speech.
But she did the same thing last time, the night that Corey got evicted. It's just cringe. Like I don't know what that is.
But maybe she just thinks that people are going to clip it and it's going to be, oh my gosh, this epic Veto speech. And it's like,
iconic.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, didn't she say that too? And she said something about iconic with her and Corey, right? Oh my gosh, it's going to be so iconic with us being in the jury house together. I'm like, I'm sorry, what's iconic about that? Like, what? Like, you don't think you're the next Jeff and Jordan, right? Like, ain't nobody cheering for you like that. Well, some people are, which baffles the mind.
I would venture to say most people are.
Do you think it's most?
I mean, on BB Twitter, I would say most.
Oh my. I really have not been in tune to this at all. I forgot there was even an episode on Tuesday. Like I totally like forgot. I was like, I'm just gonna watch BB UK and go to bed. And then it was like midnight, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, Real Big Brother was on, and I opted out.
Real Big Brother.
Real Big Brother.
No, it's like, honestly, it's bizarre to me. Like, it feels like there was some, I mean, obviously it wasn't ideal to have a late start to the season, but things got pushed back because of the strikes and everything. But this is season 25 of Big Brother. It is a milestone season. And in such like an important week, getting down to the end of the game, I feel like it's just such laziness on production's part when it comes to like competitions and stuff. It's like, we had BB Comics, we had that Johnny Mac dental competition, and then we had this like adventure expedition thing. All 3 competitions within the span of like a week, and they were all just the same competition. Compare the pictures, see which one is right. It's like
this veto is double eviction veto too.
Yeah, exactly. And this double eviction veto comp was the exact same one. And in all of those competitions, Jag won all of the compare the pictures competitions, and Matt won the 2 running back and forth in the double eviction veto comps. It's like, can we get some variety?
My biggest issue with this is like, they made such a big deal about how this is the longest Big Brother season we've ever had. This is 100 days. It's the longest season that we've ever seen in the history of this game. And it's like, okay, if that's the case, you need to plan a 100-day season. You can't plan a regular season and say, oh, we'll just repeat a bunch of stuff until it gets to 100 days. That's not the same thing. If you're planning for a longer season, you have to prepare for a longer season.
Right.
Like, you can,
let's
production has
play
been
a longer
so
season.
lazy. And that's why, like, you know, we've said 1,000 times, the first half of this game was so fun and so exciting. It was a great season. And then as we get into the second half, it's garbage because production's gotten lazy. Everything is a repeat. These competitions, A, aren't equitable, B, are boring. So the same people win it all the time. It's just, there's nothing exciting about it.
I did like the HOH competition though, in the double. I did like it. I was on the train shouting out, B! B!
I'm just saying, I won this HOH. We wouldn't have had to go into a tiebreaker. I won.
Oh, you won?
Yeah, take that.
Crushed it. I do have a theory that Suri threw this.
I've been seeing that around too.
Oh, you have?
People, yeah.
I couldn't look at Twitter at the same time as I was watching because Paramount Plus is such a fantastic app that once you go full screen and then go small, you can't go full screen again without closing the whole thing and then reopening. So I was like, well, whatever people are saying, I just have to let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the real reason why Strat Chat never gave away a free month of Paramount Plus. That's the reason. Undeserving.
Undeserving.
But man. I did like this HOH. I thought it was fun.
No, the one we got tonight during the double.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. I also did
play along anytime I.
It's what I expect from a double eviction HOH. You know.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. But I was rooting for Suri in this, and I really thought she might pull it out, but then maybe she did throw it. I
feel like she did, because she was killing it in the beginning. Then all of a sudden, she started stinking up the joint, and it's like,
It was also like their brains must be so fried from this season because even in that first question right away, when not a single one of them could figure out which one had the Veto necklace, and it was prominently featured in the middle of the poster, it was like not a single one of you saw that Veto, not one.
I was like, oh damn, because I was looking at everything else. Like, what is in the BB Film Festival? What was the BB production? Like, I was looking at.
I was looking so closely. I was like, oh my god, what's it gonna be?
And then I was like, oh, I ain't seen one. I didn't see one.
I was looking so closely, like, oh, it's gonna be this intricate question. Then she said, which one is the Veto necklace? And I went, snooze. That's the easiest question you could have asked. And then every single one got it wrong.
Honestly, I know, Gina, you said you would have won this competition, right? If you were in it.
I did win. I had 7 points and they all had 6.
I definitely would have lost. Because I kept, like, every time a question was asked and Julia would be like, oh, which picture said a BB production or something like that, right? I would be like, I missed it. So on the next one, I'm reading everything. I'm trying to read everything in each picture. And then Julie will be like, which person was wearing a hat? And I didn't look at what anyone was wearing. I read everything.
Yes, I read everything. And, you know, I even take it a step further than that. I panic so much watching these things is why I love playing along. Because I'm like, oh gosh. The last one was a word one. So I'm paying attention to the words that they want me to do. So I probably should look at something else. What else should I look at? And all of a sudden the pictures are gone. It's like, damn it.
Yeah, I would have been really bad
now
at
I
this
don't know
one.
anything.
Well, okay, well, good to know of the three of us. I'm the one carrying this HOH competition, so
Yes,
it's down to me
Yes,
to keep us safe.
Everybody has their strengths. Everyone has their strengths. You can do this picture thing. John will handle OTEV, and well, I don't really know what I'll handle, but I'll be cooking and cleaning.
Kyle's got social game on lock.
Yes, I'll keep everybody well fed, and I wanted to say hygienated, but that's not a word. I wanted to make hygiene some kind of a past tense verb, and I struggled and failed. Total crash and burn.
Oh my god.
Oh, Gina, who are you nominating? We're not doing that tonight. Nobody needs to go home.
What do you mean by that? In our show's cast or like of the three of us? Because we're safe. I'm keeping us all safe. So I don't know what you expect me to do.
Felt like he was talking about this was like F3 and you have to cut somebody. That's how that felt.
Sorry, it looks like if none of the three of us are nominated, it looks like it's going to be Matt and Owl. Matt and Owl Watch are on the block.
Owl Watch is definitely going on the block for this America crap. What are you talking about? How America wait for America to win the battle back and save the season? What exactly did she do to keep it alive? What did she do? America? Like she won nothing. She won nothing.
You know what I really wish, honestly, and this is just like, who knows what would have happened, but I would love to go back to that pressure cooker competition and have America not make that deal with Cameron and see what would have happened in the season from there.
Oh, listen, if we're going to invoke the BB power of time travel, I would rather go back and cancel Matt's dumbass move. And I know that's my man, but I'm sorry. Do not save Jag. Let him go. Whatever that other silly ass power that Matt had that canceled that thing, forget it. Just forget it. Let Jag go. Forget it. Just forget it. Oh, hey, Logan. Wait,
Logan, what's up?
America was camp, though. Matt, stop it. Matt, stop it. Don't do that. Don't squat up at Owl. Don't squat up at Owl.
Well, you just said we would evict them, so they got to form a final two somehow.
I won't stand America's slander or
Mother Bowie.
Mother Bowie.
All right. I feel like this is the new Jason Lowe, but in a very non-offensive way. Because you are definitely trying us on tonight. Mother Bowie, for what reason? Mother Bowie is the reason why we got a lackluster flop of a double eviction. Okay, this was the most boring ass shit ever. Like this is a waste of like my train time battery. Like what in the world? Who cares about anything that really happened tonight? So America went home. Like America was always the thing. Like that's not exciting. Bowie is playing to lose. I mean, come on. Can I get an amen? Anybody else up in here?
Yeah, no, I feel like she said that before. Like she's only playing for second or third.
Yeah, I saw people on
Twitter. What are you doing here?
I saw people on Twitter saying that a lot tonight too. That Bowie has publicly said to people in the house that like she's okay with finishing third.
Then I'm sorry. Then honestly, at that point, bring America back and send Bowie out of here. We want people who want to play to win. I'll even push so hard. Fucking bring back Cam at this point.
Well, let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy.
Listen, it's not about being crazy. It's about being exciting and fun. Because this is lame. Cam would have been an exciting double eviction. Whether we like him or not, that would have been a much more exciting night than what Bowie gave us. Right or wrong? Come on. We're talking about game. We're not talking about people we like.
So I have a question. If Matt had won this, right? Because it came down to a tiebreaker between Matt and Bowie Jane in this HOH.
Mm.
Do you think Matt would have considered a shot at Jag?
No.
No.
Or you think he would still think it's too early?
I think that he would think it's too early, and I think that his masculinity is taking a blow. He made that comment that like, oh, Jag's back must be hurting because he's been carrying me all season. I feel like just in that weird. I'm not straight. I don't want to say what y'all think, but like, I just feel like, straight men, they play with honor and everybody's got to pull their weight. So I feel like Matt feels like he owes Jag something. So I feel like that needs to be paid before I fire.
He's said that. I've heard him say that too. Like, I got to start winning things so I can contribute to this, this duo.
Straight men,
Yeah. You see, I feel like if I was feeling that way though, like some other player in the house had been carrying me on their back, and now I have the power. I'd almost want to be the one to take that person out.
Right, sick ass burn. Take that.
I would have sooner seen him go after Felicia and Suri than go after Jag.
You think Matt would have gone after Suri?
Before Jag.
But I mean, like, what do you think the nominations would be tonight? Because I don't think Suri would have been on the block tonight if Matt won HOH. No. I think that we would have gotten the same exact nominations, probably, America and Felicia.
I mean, if there was a veto component and someone else had won the veto and taken someone down, I could have seen a renom situation.
Yeah, if it was a renom, I could see Matt putting up Suri, but like, I don't see, but not as the target. I don't think Suri is a target for Matt right now.
No, I just mean I would sooner see that than him taking a shot at Jag.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't think at this stage, because there's still other options. You know, because even you can even just put up Bowie if that was, well, she won HOH. Well, no, we're talking about if he won HOH.
Yeah.
You know, because there's always Bowie there to kind of get rid of. I don't think this would be the time to burn Suri. Because they really seem like they have something like real there. Like he was saying, like,
Yeah.
like I don't think he'd burn her that soon. That's interesting. All right, we kind of got into this. There were a couple of questions here. Let's just see. Anything that we got to address? Oh. No. Logan wanted to know, you know, if Suri loses a jury vote at the end of the season, will that undo her Survivor legacy of being the top social Survivor US player of all time, even though Big Brother is a different show? I'm going to say absolutely not.
Not a chance.
You know, no, because like, you know, Suri's social prowess is what got her here in the first place. Is exactly what got her there in Survivor as well. So she's playing a game that we're familiar with, you know, one that looks like it's a sleeper, but we kind of know it's not because we do have the benefit of feeds and just extra episodes, extra footage. So no, I don't think that undoes any legacy. If anything, she'd be the one survivor to play this game and go this far. I don't even know that we've had any other survivors that have played this before.
No, she's the first, definitely.
Yeah. So like.
And I think
other Survivor players would have a rough time in this house.
Yeah. I think the fact that she came in and people knew who she was and she's made it this far and only seen the block once, right? And I didn't even really feel like she was in much danger when she was on the block. Like, I think that really just speaks to how well she does in all these types of games. Because a different cast, a couple different people in there. As soon as they found out that Suri played Survivor 4 times, and if they've talked at all about how she was on the Traitors, and stuff like that, like a couple of different players in there with a different outlook could have said immediately, Suri's got to go as soon as possible. And now we're talking about her, being in the final 5. So,
I don't disagree. Matt, no. Say Bowie being an 11th hour can't even say on a straight face, but Bowie is becoming an 11th hour comp beast, being beginning of the Bowie Jane winner era. Absolutely not. No way.
Hey, listen, you don't want to get into a tiebreaker with Bowie Jane.
You don't want to. Bowie Jane doesn't want to be in a tiebreaker with Bowie Jane. Okay, she gets so annoyed when she gets to this point. I think she's also playing those to lose.
I laughed so hard because Julie said in seconds, and you see Bowie go, "Oh God, I don't do this shit again."
Bowie don't want it. She doesn't want any of that stuff. I will watch. Listen, I don't think you should be giving up on this. We're almost there. That's like just quitting at the 10-yard line. Don't give up yet. But if you want to jump to BBUK, certainly lots to get into there. Very, very different game, but I've been having a great time chatting about it.
What do you think this next HOH is going to be? What kind of competition do you think it's going to be?
I hope it's not something physical. I had seen something on Twitter already. Somebody was saying, wait, did Jag win again?
Well, I hadn't even considered the thought that like Jag is eligible to play in this HOH until I saw Corey's brother Zach tweet. I think it's so nice of production to give us a few hours in between Jag's HOHs. It feels like the weekend. And I like laughed because that's a very funny tweet. But then I thought about it and I was like, wait a minute. We could in theory be going into our 3rd week in a row of Jag HOH. Like that's a nightmare.
That's crazy, honestly.
I would be so upset if that's the case.
So boring.
So boring.
There is a part of me that wonders if production is looking at this now being like, Yeah, we should have made it so that the invisible HOH wasn't eligible for the next HOH. Like,
It's so boring.
Or at least said if you share with other people that you are the invisible HOH, that's your
You're
prerogative.
no longer allowed to
That
play.
means you're no. Yes, that is what it should have been. Some other caveat in there.
yeah,
Because like this is
'Cause-
like ridiculous.
yeah, because
Ridiculous.
you know what? If Jag, great, he's won a bunch of comps, you know, but if he was good enough at the game to have maneuvered through that week without anybody knowing, or even just like one person knowing if it was Matt or whoever, but no one else knew that it was him the whole week, I would be impressed enough to say, like, okay, I don't mind that he's doing all this because he's playing such a good game. But like, other than the fact that he's winning these competitions, there's nothing that he's doing that I'm like, wow, Jag, he really deserves to win this game. Like, he's so sloppy with everything he does. It's like, and I know, Kyle, you say this a lot. Like, essentially, a lot of these games are carnival games, and it's like Jag has, and it's like Jag has gotten lucky enough to win a few carnival games in a row. Does that make him the best player? Like,
that means you deserve $750,000.
Again, like, yeah, they're carnival games, but a lot of them are not, like, they're not equitable. Like, we even saw we saw the same veto competition in the last double eviction, but the difference for this one is you have to climb, like, run up a big flight of stairs in order to throw your thing and run back and forth. We have 2 women in the house that are older women that just don't have the same physical capacity as someone like Matt, who can run up and down all these flights of stairs over and over and over again and do this physical competition. You know they're not going to win it. Like, why are we still doing these competitions that have these physical elements that aren't, if we're going to do carnival games, make them crapshoot games that anybody can win. It's the same thing, like, you know, having BB Comics being the invisible HOH, because there are 2 people that are definitely not going to win it out of the 6 eligible people that can play.
I hear you. I do agree with the BB Comics things. I will say that I'm about to be the dissenter. So bring on the cancellations. But I will say, I think it's important to note that like the camera didn't show it and Julie didn't announce it, but Felicia had like 2 candies in her pop.
Annoyed that they didn't say anything.
Right.
That pissed me off.
So she was accomplishing something, you know, because, you know, we talk a lot about how Felicia is not one to win these things. She did better than Suri did. All right. So there is that.
She did better than Bowie did too.
Yeah, well, everyone did better than
Bowie. Well, Bowie, who put one of the wrong.
Yeah, Matt put this guy, and I tweeted about this because Bowie comes in, runs up, drops this ball in, and it's just the ball that like there's hundreds and thousands of that everybody has. It's like,
I laughed so hard when I saw your tweet because I saw it happen and I'm combing through BB Twitter like, did nobody else notice that? Like, how is no one commenting on how funny this is? And then there's your tweet front and center, and I was like, at least someone saw it.
I actually did not see it. But I will also say that this is kind of customary for a veto in a double. Like the running and going to get something. We saw this even during the double that Corey was HOH for. They had to find something in the
It was literally the same competition, yeah.
Right. So it is kind of like quintessential Big Brother to kind of have a competition like this in a double. So
but haven't they also done like those puzzle ones where it's like, yeah, you could get like, it's not like a huge puzzle,
but they still have to run back and forth. And they still have to do something. So like, I mean,
but I think it's like, I think it's different than this one where you're running back and forth. Then you have to jump into this pit. You have to look for this one specific thing where it's like, okay, maybe you have to run back and forth and get like puzzle pieces or whatever. You can only take one at a time, but it's like, you just collect your puzzle pieces and put it together, and it's still a quick.
You're not climbing up and down a staircase.
Yeah, I don't know. I was really bummed to see the same exact type of competition that we just got in the last double eviction in a week where we already have like repeated the same competitions over and over again.
I hear that. I didn't give it that much thought. This is what I expect to see on a double, and I feel like also like this is season 25. You should know what to expect when you get into this. So if you want to be an older person, well, you don't want to be an older person. Like, well, I guess long game. Of course, you want to be an older person, right? Certainly better than expiring beforehand.
Oh my God. Off the rails.
Right.
Certainly better than expiring beforehand.
Off the rails.
But you know what I mean? Saying like, if you are older and you want to play this game, there are certain things you should know to expect. Just like, I'm a very plus-sized man, and I also know that like I'm not well equipped. Like we said before, like I'm not going to win things, So I know that my game has to be socially strong. So because we cast older people, so now we're going to change what the games are. No, this is what the game is. Like you don't
It's
sit
just like
down to play Mario Party and like, we have somebody whose reflexes are not as good. So now the mini games are changed because, oh, well, you have a wee bit of a handicap.
I hear you, but over the years, these competitions have got skewed more and more physical as the seasons have gone on. It didn't used to be so much put on like the physical prowess of these competitions. And in the last like 5-ish seasons, give or take, maybe more, we see it skewing more in that way where like these brolic dudes that are like super muscular and can just like win are the ones who are beating everybody out because all of the competitions require some sort of physical component that everybody else in the house maybe isn't equipped for. So that's how you see people like Jag just winning out until the end. It's how you see people like Jackson Mickey winning out until the end.
Right.
Yeah.
And like
that's fair.
And I get that, like, if you're an older person, if like all different types of people come on and play this game. So like there's going to be times that you have to go out of your comfort zone, but I feel like it's on production to make the games equitable so that it's entertaining for us. You know what I mean? Like, because we're the audience that wants to see a good show and a good game. And it's like, yeah, like, sure, like Felicia and Sari are older. So, it's going to be harder for them to run back and forth and run up these stairs. And like, they have to, that's just going to be harder for them because they're older. But it's like, well, then it should be on production to come up with more entertaining games where it's easier for multiple people to win so that it's not just a predetermined outcome. You know what I mean?
Because then it's also, if the same people keep winning, you're not getting that shift in power dynamic. You're getting a steamroll where all of the people that Jag wants out are going to get out because you have Jag and Matt, the two most physical competitors, competing together. And you're not getting that like back and forth of like, well, maybe if Felicia and Sari were in power and they could take a shot at the other side and you see the numbers going back and forth, we're not getting that because everything is physical.
I feel like Jag has just been HOH for like a month straight. and like it hasn't, like, nothing's actually happened. Like he's just been the HOH. I don't know.
Right. And while I know that's actually a very good thing, like for Team Petty, I have to say that like I'm not jazzed about it.
Blue,
are
we tied?
We are not. We are tied, but like Blue, for some reason, I did not properly black out. I thought that was corrected.
And that's
there's America, to be fair.
I got to say though, that's fun that we had. That is one fun thing for us anyway, that we had a double eviction and you guys both lost someone, so you're still tied.
We did. I had to fix those photos. I hate that that's not correct. We always do a test before we go live. We're almost 10 minutes late and I still didn't get this right.
That's okay.
That's all right.
Busy day.
I did have a busy day. Thank you for validating me. While we figure out that technical difficulty, I do know what we do have prepared. Oop. It's time to judge Julie. Y'all better gather round. Okay. Right. We had a double eviction, and this was the outfit. Ms. Julie Chen Moonves. We were sporting this, oh boy. Now that we are seeing this a little larger, my opinion has already changed.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Yeah. Where do we start? I thought the bangs were a little too low.
I think the same.
Yeah, it was blocking a lot of her eyes. I did not enjoy it. I thought the jewelry was very fun. The jewelry is fun, matches well. This top, nice. I do like the gold adornments going around top and bottom. I feel like that kind of gives us an elevated thing. We definitely did not go to dots for this outfit, but we might have selected this from winners. We might have selected from winners. Some nice black pants, some good shoes. The issue that I'm having now that I'm seeing this a little bit larger, I'm concerned that this top looks like it was overwashed. All right, because it is not a matching black, which I did not notice during the broadcast, but now that I see it in this picture, it is changing my opinion. And this, for me, is a hard tepid.
Wow.
And it's really tepid. It's very unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I was going to give her a hot until I realized that our blacks did not match, and that is a fashion faux pas if I ever did see one.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, what are you guys thinking? What did you think of the fit here?
So for me, I'm not giving it a tepid, but it's also not quite a hot. I lean towards a warm. She is warm. She is slightly warmer than tepid. But again, the bangs are too low for my liking. I'm not feeling the hair.
Blocking the eyes. I didn't like that. Did not like that.
The fit is cute though. I'm not mad about it.
You're okay with the mismatched blacks though?
But like, I didn't notice it at all on the episode, so it could just be lighting. It could be the material it's made out of.
Oh no, you really think that's lighting? She's standing outside. That's nature.
Well, it could also be if they're different. If they're different materials, it could be catching the light differently too. You don't know what it's like.
Right.
What kind of like a finish it has,
Shouldn't that be a concern?
I give it a hot.
You chose
it a hot.
Oh wow, John gives it a hot, huh? Okay.
I feel like this is like me and Julie were going on a date. We're going to some like rock concert. Okay. I show up at her house to pick her up. She comes out wearing this. I say, okay, it's gonna be a great date tonight. Great date tonight. She's looking hot.
Really. Even her mismatched blacks.
I think
the issue I have with this whole lighting concern.
I think it's more the lighting playing with it than anything. Because on set, it did not look like this.
Right. Well, here's the issue I have with that hypothesis is that, some of the pictures that she posts on her socials are on the stage, with the lighting that we would have seen. You chose to take this one outside. That's not what we got last week, right? When she had her dots dress on, we were inside.
Her dots dress.
But we decided now to be on the outside, and this is what we get. So this tells me that you wash this in your washing machine, low, tumble dry low. This was supposed to be dry cleaned, not done at home. I'm unimpressed.
I say hot.
All right. So
I say hot.
Okay. Hey.
I guess the average then would be warm, right? If we all did hot, warm, and tepid, the average would be warm.
I have to say, not as divided as I thought. We were all on the warmer end of the spectrum, so I'll take it.
Julie says, Logan says Julie Chen bot or Julie Chen hot. I say Julie Chen hot. And Matt agrees.
Well, I mean, in that case, I guess I would have to say Julie Chen hot because I don't really like the Chen bot name. Like, I think that I like the way that she reports and comments on our stuff. And I know that it is really that very that cold, newsy kind of approach that got her that nickname, that moniker, if you will. But
what about Logan's asking, what about Julie Chen not?
Oh, never that. That's a little too disrespectful. That's going too far. That's going too far. She's still our queen. Like, we're not gonna do all that. Yeah, no. Julie Chen is always in. So where are we now, really? So, Bowie Jane, she puts up Felicia and America, right? And Matt wins, nothing changes. Matt wins Veto, nothing changes. And then we see America leave. Julie Chen Pot. Yes.
Blaze it.
Now, that's my girl.
Oh my God.
Now, that's my girl, yes. But yeah. So, I don't know. What
I
now?
have to say, one thing that we did breeze past, which I'm shocked because Kyle loves talking about it so much, was Blue's persona in her exit interview with Miss Julie Chen Moonves.
Oh, I saw you tweet about this actually.
This was such a
Jason, for
wild.
first spot. Thank you, Kiki. That was
Thank you, Kiki.
fantastic.
So funny.
People on the same wavelength. Hey.
This exit interview was so jarring to watch because you can see that, like, first of all, we've only ever seen this like TikToky kitty kitty purr like on camera persona in the diary room when she's not actually talking to anybody else. So it's just like, this is Blue being Blue. Now we're watching her do it while she's speaking to somebody who is not giving her the same energy that she's giving out. And you could literally watch, like, whenever Julie was speaking, she was just sitting there as normal Blue and just like nodding and like listening or whatever. And then as soon as it became her turn to answer, she would be like, well, actually, and would just like turn it on. And it was like, what is happening? Because like in between her answering and the questions being asked, she would turn it on and off and on and off. And Julie was like, it was
Julie did not know what to do with
bizarre.
that.
It was so bizarre.
It's like Blue didn't like, she couldn't, she was like acting when Julie would ask her a question. She was probably asking the same way that she would act when they were asking her a question in the DR. So like that's why that
she would like get
was
ready
coming
and
out.
then like be kitty purr.
It's like, oh God,
horrible.
Blue definitely screams to me like that type of person that was in there. Like, sure, it would have been good to win, but that was not Blue's purpose for being here. It was just to further her social media,
Which
persona.
I mean, listen, people do that. Get your coin, whatever. But like, at least be somewhat authentic to the human that you are in real life. Because like, it's just, it's so frustrating seeing her like walking around the house and just like being a person. And then as soon as she's in the DR, you're like, house down boots, kitty kitty purr. And it's like, no one speaks like that. What are you doing?
Right. Do you think there's a world where Blue watches this back? She goes, you know what? That might have been a fun time in my life, but I don't think I can ever watch Big Brother 25 again. This is one of those
She's going to be
things-
like, look how much fun I am. I'm having a great time. I slayed. Everything's great.
I slayed. So you think that she's gonna stand behind her words?
And I think the social media version of Blue that we're going to see after the season is over is exactly that.
I think at least for now, I could see it being like one of those like 10, 15 years from now. She's married. She has a family. She sees a clip of herself on Twitter from Big Brother, and she's like, it's like the same thing like when you like a Facebook memory comes up from like 10 years ago that you like some status that you wrote, and you're like, I was so dumb.
Running around the house yelling kitty kitty purr.
Gosh, I don't even think it's going to take that long, John. 10 or 15 years. I give her until Martin Luther King Day.
Shtick for a while. I don't think she's gonna get over it that fast.
I think she's gonna look back and be like, I was really acting crazy. She may not admit it to anybody. She may not change her behavior, but she'll cringe and be like, no, but I'm better now. I don't act like that anymore, even though she's gonna be exactly the same. She's gonna convince herself that she's changed, because she's not gonna be as cringy. So it's one of those personal things. She's gonna be like laying in bed, like be like 1:23 a.m. She's gonna be like, oh no, it's okay, it's okay. I'm not that crazy. I'm not that crazy anymore. Like,
I feel like though, like, or I could see her sitting there like watching this back, being like, oh well, this is who I've decided I have to be now. I guess like I'm stuck here. Like I have to be this person now. Like,
oh gosh, that's even worse.
What about this comment from Natalie? What do we think about that?
Oh my gosh. Listen, that might be the first season of the challenge I skip. Natalie wants to know, Blue will be on the challenge. If that's the case, I'm gonna be calling out to the podcast often.
I mean, I don't see her doing well on the challenge. Like,
right. Well, the one thing she won was when she guessed how well someone else would do.
Yeah.
Like she's not exactly a comp beast.
Like, do
Not
we?
that seems to be a prerequisite for like
Yeah.
Challenge USA.
I was gonna say we got
Sure.
Alyssa Snyder on there, so I don't think we're really
Fair. Do you guys like? Does Blue stand out to you though as someone that was constantly like just missing out on the win in these competitions this season? Because
there were a couple, I will say.
okay,
Yeah, I
Like
guess I would even
the
say
the wall competition, she definitely almost won, and even yeah, she won that second veto, guessing how well Jag was going to do, but she also came in second in the first half. So like, she's not bad at competitions.
right. And what
per
was this
se.
last one that was timed? Was it the dental thing or was there something else? Because she came in second for that too.
oh, it was the wasn't it that like comparing pictures again, right? But it was like the out of order, like you have to put these comic pictures in the right order,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Like
yes.
that kind of thing.
I feel like she was in second place for that too. It's like she's, you know, she does come in second a lot. So I guess if it's not you, one could argue / infer that it would be Blue. I don't know.
Yeah.
Matt,
And she was one of the last three.
Circle. Can you imagine her in a little apartment just talking to herself constantly?
Honestly, that literally is her perfect game. But it's literally a game about social media. But no, she was one of the last three in Pressure Cooker too, I think, or one of the last four.
I honestly, the only thing I remember about Pressure Cooker is how quickly Jared was out, and then the fact that it was America and Cam at the end, and they made
because
a deal.
I think at the tail end it was Blue, Mimi, Cameron, and America that had lasted like 13 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I just have to look at like which comps Blue has done well in, because like the one where they were hanging like that superhero training academy or whatever, like that's got to take some physical strength, I think, to stay up, for as long as she did. But like some of these don't feel like they necessarily translate to the challenge well. That like just because she's doing well in some of these competitions doesn't mean that she would do well. And I honestly like I guess Alyssa Snyder did okay on the Challenge USA this season. Like, okay. But like not that she won anything, but like she made it okay. Like, I don't know. I could see Blue being out very quick. Just imagine a house full of like Johnny Bananas and like a bunch of people like that, and Blue is walking around being like, kitty, kitty, purr, boots down. I feel like everybody would be like, all right, get this
Bananas
girl out
like,
of
what
here.
the hell is this crap? Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe I should retire.
Yeah, like,
but again, like she only does that in DRs, so he might not see it.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. What else? So we had mentioned in the group chat, well, you guys mentioned, I did not respond to because I was very busy with work. But apparently, so like the Sunday after this next Thursday, we have a special eviction where 4 goes to 3.
That's how it seems.
That makes the math make some sense.
You know what would have made the math better? If we didn't cancel 3 evictions.
Oops. Well, listen, I like a Sunday eviction. That is something I have seen in Big Brother Canada.
We're having to rush at the tail end because we decided 3 evictions didn't matter. Jag has been evicted from this game.
That is true. But can you imagine if we had this season and we didn't have that at this point? And it was just Jag winning all these things. Like, at least we have other things to look forward to that are game related. That's not related to the social game. At least it's like some twists and things to look forward to.
No, because Jag should have been gone, so we wouldn't have to worry about him winning out because he would have been evicted.
I still don't know about that whole eviction though, because that was very close to flip-flopping too. All these votes have been flip-flopping all season. And the whole reason, like, I specifically remember Sari trying to rally the votes for Jag to stay in that week. And then Sari found out from Matt that he won the power and was going to use it to save Jag. And then all the campaigning stopped. And the House decided we're going to unanimously evict Jag because it doesn't matter. Because he's just going to get saved by the power anyway. Like, I'm not entirely sure that the Jag would have been evicted in a unanimous vote that week if Matt hadn't won that power and had told Sari that he was going to use the power on Jag.
Honestly, it was so long ago, I can't even,
That's what I mean. I feel like people forget that a little bit. Like there was a huge like push by Suri and a few others in the house at that time. Probably still Izzy, maybe Felicia. Like there were still people rallying votes for Jag. And then as soon as Matt told Suri about this power that he had, all that stopped, and they were like, "Okay, we'll end it. Everybody's going to vote for Jag." And then of course Matt used the power to save him. So it's like if Matt didn't have that power, who knows? Maybe the vote would have flipped that week.
I honestly can't even contribute to this conversation because I don't remember it clearly enough.
Yeah, I
feels
mean
like
that
years
does
ago.
sound familiar. That does sound familiar. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the math of that situation. I don't remember who was still in there then and who was saying what. That feels like a lifetime ago.
I mean, it was early on,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
relatively early on, at least.
In comparison to where we are, sure.
Because that was before even the stupid zombie twist.
Oh, yeah, that was way before. Yeah. That was like I still remember, and like it was what was funny is that one of the points of contention was that Jared was messing up the whole plan. Like Suri was trying to rally votes, and Jared didn't want to save Jag, and Suri was going back at him like, "What are you doing, man?" Because I think it might have been like Jag and Blue that were on the chopping block that week or something like that.
They were. It was the two of them for sure.
Right. So Jared was like pushing back on it, but who knows? Maybe the vote would have flipped. Like I don't know. It certainly I don't think would have been unanimous, 10-0.
Yeah.
But obviously once Suri finds out that Matt has a power that's going to save Jag, who's the one that she's trying to rally votes for, she's going to say, why am I going to do all this work, keep talking to people, possibly put myself at risk if it doesn't matter? The vote doesn't matter. He's going to get saved anyway. So I'm not sure that like that week where Jag was evicted unanimously, like people like to say like Jag should be gone anyway. I'm not sure it's as cut and dry as people like to like make it out to be.
That's fair. And sadly, I have nothing else for this week. At least not until we get the HOH.
Which we haven't yet, right?
Not from what I was trying to look as you guys were talking. I don't see anything yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see nothing so far.
Ooh.
But so the week ahead, what do we have going on? Sunday at 10 o'clock is obviously now when we actually do find out who wins HOH. I'm sure that even if you're a feeder, we'll certainly know before then. Tuesday at 8, we have our veto competition. And then Thursday at 9 is our next eviction. In terms of Strat Chat, we're live on Monday. Listen, y'all, I'm not going to be able to make it.
My birthday.
It is your birthday. It's your birthday stream. Maybe I can make it via phone. Really janky. We have to discuss if that's a level of quality that we want to drop to. We've never done that. Natalie, no. Natalie is saying, watch. Jack is going to win another HOH.
I mean, I'm already mentally preparing for it.
I know. I'm mentally preparing for it too, but my gosh, sounds like a nightmare. I really, really don't want that to be the case, but I could see it. Oh, geez. So that's it. What are we doing Monday? I guess survive. No. Did we decide that? We didn't decide. Just check the social. We'll talk later. We'll talk about it later. We don't know what we're doing.
Well, we're definitely doing Survivor and Big Brother.
Yeah. Well, at what times? We know Big Brother is 10:30.
Yeah.
That's we know for sure. The rest we're figuring out. Everybody wants to be very, very nice to me to make sure that I get to cover the premiere with them. But I have another work thing. So like I just don't think I'm gonna make it. So being very gracious, but I don't really want to be holding people back. So that's what we have to discuss off stage. And kind of figure out something with that. But definitely honestly, Survivor and Big Brother.
I think we should just say right now we're going to do Survivor at 9:30, Big Brother at 10:30 on Monday, and then
we'll do a double challenge stream.
First 2 episodes of challenge Thursday at I guess what would that be 10:15, and then Big Brother 11:15 on Thursday.
I'm fine with that. I proposed that
Works for
in the
me.
chat, and then I got
Yeah.
crickets. So I was like, "Ooh, they didn't like that."
I think
No,
that's
I
the best way to
said
go.
I'm fine with
Honestly,
that.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
All
think
right,
that's the best way to go.
all right. Oh well, thank you. Thank you for being so kind. Thanks for being kind. I still haven't even watched the challenge yet.
I watched it today.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody leave yet?
Yes.
Damn. I was hoping it was one of those premieres where we kind of keep people in, because if you're watching House of Villains,
Wasn't.
we're already 3 episodes in and no one's left yet.
Oh,
Mm.
Or
interesting.
is it only 2? Either way, it's. I think we're going into the 3rd and there hasn't been anybody yet. It's really, really frustrating. Like, what the hell is
No,
going on?
someone did leave.
Okay. All right. Damn. All right. So I need to watch. And I guess that's it then. So 9:30 is Survivor. 10:30 will be Big Brother 25. And then on Thursday, we're picking up the Challenge 39, episodes 1 and 2 at 10:15. And then 11:15, or maybe slightly after, we'll be doing Big Brother 25. And that's the week ahead. Oh, and at some point, another Consider Me Chuffed, BBUK, coming out this weekend. I decided to split the week. You know, I went from the shopping task all the way up to nominations, and I had a quick chat last night. I thought that by splitting things, it would mean that the streams were shorter. That is not the case. It just became more of a deep dive. So my apologies ahead of time. But like for this weekend, we'll just be talking about, some more nomination fallout, and then the eviction itself, because our 3 people are facing the public vote on tomorrow, so certainly lots to discuss there. So anything else for the benefit of the community?
I hope somehow the rest of the season gets better than this flop of a double eviction to bring us into Final 5.
Yeah.
I hope literally anybody other than Jag wins HOH tonight.
Oh my God, I know.
Literally
it's not
anyone,
even like,
and honestly, not even Matt. I want a Felicia HOH. Like, I would find that to be very exciting.
God.
That would honestly,
well, then
that would be
it literally has to be Suri or Felicia then, because Bowie can't play.
Right, because we only got the 5 left.
I feel like if Felicia wins, she's gonna put up Suri and Bowie.
And
like we lost wild? Blue in America tonight, and like I wasn't loving Blue or America, but they would have been infinitely more. Either of them would have been infinitely more interesting as the next HOH than like Felicia would be. So
mess. Oh wait, I think I did fix these. Team Regino, obviously, taking a final hit. So the only people left are Bowie Jane and Matt. My
what
husband.
A wild.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
the full scope.
Of the 5 people on your team, Gina, Bowie Jane is not one of the people that I would have expected to be like final 2 on your draft team.
Me either.
That is so wild. Well, kudos to the Lady Jane.
The Lady
Jane.
Team Petty still standing after taking the blue hit. I still have Miss Felicia Cannon and Jack Baines. Even though I've been slandering him a little bit, I mean, he is representing for our team. I will say that he was my male selection as well.
I was gonna say, your only 2 left are your 2 winner picks.
My 2 winner picks. I will say, yeah, I clocked them early and clocked them good.
I gotta tell you, that's very impressive to me to have 2 winner picks in the final 5. That's not bad. Not bad at all.
I'm the only one that gets to claim that. Let's also add, me, Cole, and Corey smoked. So at least that. Yeah, that does feel good. That's a nice note to go out on. That's a nice note. No Bowie Jane winner era. Absolutely, there's no version of this that ends with Bowie, with Bowie winning this thing. And for those of you who might be new to us, here at Strat Chat, the only reason why Suri was undrafted is that when we did this draft, we didn't know she was playing. All right, we drafted the available people that came preseason. We selected these people based on their picture, whatever intro video we could find, and their bio. So it was really kind of a blind selection. So there's that. So that's why Suri, you won't see her. It's not slander. But all right. So you can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. We're coming back to the blue sky. And I think that's about it. So I guess we'll see. Well, John and Gina, we'll see you on Monday. I'm hoping to maybe just pop in late. Maybe I'll pop in late.
Yeah.
But okay. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for making this a much more fun episode than the actual Big Brother 25 episode was. At least we had a good time tonight. We got some things done.